Yo, what's up? It's your girl Rasathi over here in Singapore calling in. It is Wednesday night, so you know what that means, right? I have a podcast. Nope, not a podcast. I have a Periscope tomorrow morning I need to prepare for. And I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's normal for me. So, yeah. Today's episode 101, you guys. And yesterday I should have been like super, super excited and jumping off the walls and stuff, but that's not me. I'm pretty damn chill. So yeah, I closed out my 100th episode, and guess what? To celebrate, I opened a YouTube channel. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and transfer all my podcasts over to YouTube, so then you'll be able to catch us here on this business page. You'll be able to catch me on SoundCloud, and you'll be able to catch me on YouTube. What do you think? Does that sound good? I think it's a good idea. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, today was a pretty decent day for work. We actually had the first set of training for our new recruits, our new teachers at work. So that took up some time. We finished by about noon, but then we had a Growth Tribe training meeting for marketing and social media management, all that stuff. So that took up a little bit of time as well. So by the time we got done with that meeting, that was my entire day. My entire day was done, shot with that. Finished up, went straight to the bank to drop off the check, and then pick up my daughter, came back home, and because it was kind of early, right, I got home by 5:30, 6 o'clock maybe, which is like the earliest I've been home in a really long time. We got to hang out here, played around a little bit, made dinner, and it's back on the grind. So once I put her to sleep, I had a conference call with my girl Kamisha, and then had a couple of little things to do, caught up with my girl Cheryl on WhatsApp, and she's the reason I want to talk to you about this episode 101 about information. This is not new to you. I've kind of broached the subject with y'all before, but I do want to talk about information because obviously the things we are drawn to, each of us, is very, very different from the people next to us, the other people that are in our lives, our business partners, our romantic partners, children, parents, whatever. Everybody sees things differently, which is beautiful, okay? It's absolutely beautiful, and the beautiful thing about that is you see one aspect of it, and I see a completely different aspect of it, but together we see more of the whole picture. Does that make sense? So in order for us to do the best that we can and move forward in life and really just take life seriously and get some real work put in, that's where two heads are better than one comes in, okay? So for me, I really, I don't even know how to say it. I am super, super blessed to have this young lady, Miss Cheryl, in my life. She kind of popped out of nowhere. She was in my RVP, the new RVP class. I just graduated, and she has been a wealth of knowledge. Obviously, while we're going through this training, as an alumni of the program, we interact with everybody, but it's not the same as when you're going through it with your class or whatever. So this particular class is very, very, very open and warm and welcoming. They're able to really sympathize with each other and air out whatever, hurt feelings they've got going on. So that's actually quite beautiful. At the same time, though, while we talk about, certain things and superficial problems and stuff like that, we don't actually get into the nitty-gritty of who each of us are. Each of us is, right? Yeah, I've been in Singapore too long. My grammar's going. So basically, getting in contact with Miss Cheryl. If she hadn't reached out, obviously I wouldn't know that she knew all these things, but she's been quietly listening to my podcast, and based on the amount of information she's already absorbed over the years, through various podcasts, various YouTube episodes, whoever the masters are talking about stuff that matters, she's been soaking it up. She's been consuming lots and lots of content. So where she suddenly saw that she could add value to my life, she spoke up. And I've got to tell you, when they say two heads are better than one, they weren't lying. I got on the phone with this young lady yesterday, and I think I sat on the phone with her for almost 2 hours. It was effortless. And those are the kinds of conversations I super enjoy. I really enjoy them. I really treasure those kinds of conversations, those kinds of relationships. But between her information and my insight into my own, inner workings of my mind or whatever, I was able to suddenly see a bigger picture. So at the time, that I was approaching the 100th episode. I was already thinking, yeah, I should probably put this on YouTube. I have enough now where I could just like upload all of them one shot, and then I suddenly have a YouTube channel with some decent amount of content. Because everyone's afraid of, having a channel and only having 2 videos, right? That's what most people's biggest fear is. I only have 2 videos, what do I do now? But because I started off on a live podcast, and I've been doing it every day, like it's kind of like, hustle in silence. I've been doing it every day. I hit 100, so I thought it was the next best thing to do. Like it hit me as the right next step for me and my business. But then here comes Miss Cheryl, and she says, you know what? You have so much content, you should make your content work for you. Now, y'all know for a fact, for several months now, I've been trying to get back into my blog, and I just haven't done it. But the way this young lady was able to put this information before me, she was able to help me see that with the amount of content I put out when I talk to you guys, it's all free content, it's not written down anywhere, it's just, verbal, oral content. With the amount of content that I put out, the amount of content that I've stockpiled as of right now, I could use all of those podcasts and turn them into something else. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk has a concept called the sausaging information, basically. When you make sausage, you basically, you grind all the meat together, you have your intestine casing, whatever it is, and then you pump the sausage into the casing, and then you cut them into smaller pieces. So you don't take the whole amount of ground pork and stuff it into one sausage. You make smaller, more manageable portions of sausage. So in that same regard, we're going to look at the bulk load of mincemeat. In this analogy, that's going to be one podcast episode, okay? So from that one podcast episode, what I'm being told, and I need to like really, really figure out how to do this, because I'm tech savvy, but I'm not tech savvy, if you catch my drift. Anyway, so from that one episode, I should be able to take several tweetable quotes. From those tweetable quotes, obviously we can make memes all day long, especially with my face, yeah. And then, you go on about your way, and you transcribe part of the audio, and you can turn it into a mini blog. And this is so much you could do. So the idea of sausaging content is brand new to me. I had no idea, but the fact is, Miss Cheryl knew enough and could see far enough into the future as far as what I'm capable of, what I'm doing on my own anyway, and what would align with my ultimate goals. She was able to give me inspiration, if you will, on how to do what she thinks I should do next, and the justification for why that would work, why that would be a great strategy for marketing for me. So don't knock other people's point of view. Yes, a lot of us get super, super upset if we start talking about religion or politics, right? We get super upset if someone questions our beliefs, but the point is, their beliefs are just as important as ours are. It's just that they came to that conclusion that the world is the way that they feel that it is, for a particular reason. Obviously, something happened in their life to help mold the way they see the world, and this is how they see the world. So yes, we will have conflicting ideas all day long from all walks of life, but the trick is not to get caught up in the contradiction or, someone else's new point of view. Don't get caught up in that. Just agree to disagree and keep on your merry way. Because honestly, at some point, whatever they've told you will probably open your eyes just a little bit more. Suddenly you'll have an aha moment later on, like a little ways down the way. Information. The other thing that this part I know I've broached before on another episode, but there isn't anything within the human condition that has not been documented, explained away, theorized about, just everything, any problems you could dream up, somebody's already gone through that. Okay, and somebody out there has talked about it and has mentioned, what they did to overcome it, if they needed years of therapy, if they were able to compartmentalize everything in their life and then kind of just, move through life almost like a robot. You never know. So the point that these people, have opened up and have written it down somewhere. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk has several books, Simon Sinek has several books, Daniel DiPiazza, Danielle Laporte, Selena Sue, like all these people, they've been through something. They've written books. They've put out content. They've written about it. The fact that they've written about it means somewhere out there, whatever your situation is, there is a solution for it. You just have to find it. But here's the catch. Just because you have the internet at your fingertips and all the information in the entire universe right there, a couple clicks away from you. The hardest thing in the world is to absorb that material, really understand it, and then put it into action. For everyone that goes out and buys one of those New York bestsellers, like the Rich and Brunson, ClickFunnels guy, whatever his secrets to success, or whatever, .com secrets, I think is one of them. No matter how many of y'all line up and go buy his book and get it signed and start reading it, out of that pool of people, maybe half of you will give up and stop reading because it's taking up too much time. Maybe a portion of the remaining half will get through the whole book but won't implement nothing. The next half won't read the book at all, will read the blurb and be like, yeah, I bought this book and yeah, I know what it's about, so yeah, let's go try this. They'll miss the point entirely, but they will try anyway. And then the very, very elite number of people who have read the book, have taken the time to understand it, and have started putting things into play to prove that they really are trying to change their lives. Okay? So, information, no matter how much of it you have at your fingertips, that doesn't guarantee that you will win. Just because you bought the book and put it on your shelf without touching it, without cracking open the spine, without dog-earing pages, without any of that stuff, right? You bought the book, you put it straight on the bookshelf somewhere, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to win now. Don't laugh. There's some of y'all out there that really think that. And I totally lost my train of thought, actually. The point being that all this information at your fingertips, there's very, very elite number of people who are going to do something about it and then come forward. Information, it's out there already. There are a lot of people out there who be like, yeah, but you need to watch what people say and how they say it. Not necessarily, because you have an inner guidance system. It's called your gut reaction, your gut instinct. When you read something and it really irks your nerves, does not meld well with the existing belief system that you have going on, it upsets you to no end, all those things, right? They're there for a reason. You're not meant to believe that then. So you find something that's a little more suitable to your style, your speed, your belief level, and you go with that. But either way, the majority of our human race are bred to just follow. They're content to follow. It seems difficult enough as it is, and they don't want to complicate anything after that. Not knowing that, there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You gotta keep climbing until you get to the other side. You hear it? Anyway. Information is free to everyone. Information is out there at your fingertips. There isn't any way that you can say that, I can't find Dante's Inferno, because it's on there somewhere. Somebody somewhere wrote it all down, turned it into a PDF, and it's available for free download. Okay? The point being, though, with all this information, what you going to do? What's the point of reading being well read? What's the point of having 2 degrees, 3 degrees, skill sets that are unmatched by anybody else, unrivaled kind of passion and dedication towards your own growth, right? But how many of you are going to put in the work? The knowledge is all around you. Anything you could ever want, anything you could ever have a question about, everything is there. What you going to do about it, though? Therein lies the rub. So for me today, I really want to make sure that you understand when I say information, because it is episode 101, obviously. When I say information, I mean that anything you could ever want the solution to, somebody's written to. Anything you could ever want advice on, somebody's written a book on it. We have no shortage of books at this point. I mean, there's no reason for us not to be able to write down how we feel and what we think. I mean, the technology has surpassed all that already. I'm waiting for the time where you can plug your damn computer into the side of your neck and just think everything, it turns into paper. That's coming too, probably. Anyway, what will you do once you have the answers in your hand? A lot of times when you buy a book like The Thank You Economy, if you buy a book like Jab, Jab, Right Hook, stuff like that, you have a lot of the information, a lot of the answers that you needed. But what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to be like, yeah, she's cool, she's part of this, she's part of that, she knows how to do all this, but I don't know how to approach her, and I'm just going to let it be at that? I mean, There's a million ways this thing could go. Why not put your best effort forward? Why not be in the elite and do the things that no one else is willing to do? Because that is where you make sure that you win. I am no better than any of you. I have no special faculties that are different than yours. I don't have 3 arms and 10 legs. Nothing like that. I am just like you guys, okay? But the difference is, I will not be outworked. All my girls in the RVP program laugh at me, and they're concerned. It's like one of those nervous laughs. They're concerned with me because they know that I don't really sleep all that much. I should, and there'll probably be a day when I come crashing down. But until then, I'm going to push as hard as I can because I know I can get this done. It's a completely different feeling to have a dream, to have something to work on so you can pay it forward. It's different than waking up and just going to work and coming back. You have a different kind of fire inside of you. You feel differently about life because you know that everything you spend your time on has to move your business forward. And that's where the information comes in. If I had just put it on YouTube without knowing what Cheryl was going to tell me, it may not have become the kind of success that I know it's going to become. Now, Cheryl sat me down and she said, look, yeah, you can go ahead and upload on YouTube. It's really, really easy, actually. You can do it from your phone. But what you don't know is you need SEO on your website. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if someone clicks that page or that Instagram post, it takes you directly to wherever that post is supposed to be connected to, whether it is a 5-day challenge, whether it is a group, like a think tank type of group, where everybody kind of, talks about higher level functions and, how to be a better human, stuff like that. All those things really do matter. Okay? Information. Without it, you can make a bad decision. With it, you can still make a bad decision, but at least you've seen the information. Okay? All right, you guys. I'm pacing my room, my kitchen right now, and I can feel myself falling asleep while I pace, so I know that's a really bad idea. So I'm going to call it a night, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Tune in for episode 102. In the meantime, y'all know I've got that Periscope in the morning at 9 o'clock, but I will be outside as always, so I look forward to y'all jumping onto the Periscope app. And look for me at Crowned for Queen, CROWNED, the number 4, QUEEN. So I'm looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little bit of a conversation going about what I still have no idea, but that'll come with time. So I'm going to call it a night. Y'all take care and talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.